Hello, my friends. How are you? How's things? How's life? How's your world? Happy Tuesday. There's new music to talk about today. And new music to talk about in a very strange way. I know we haven't done New Music Tuesday in a while, but some new to me music that I want to share with you. I want to point the spotlight at my friend, literally. Um, I have a friend who I grew up with. We went to church together. We were in scouts together. We went to school together. He was one of my best friends growing up that, we hung out all the time. But basically, like with all my friends, I left, went to the military, and just kind of lost touch with all of them. So I haven't really talked to him much in 20 plus years. We would see each other every now and then at the soccer fields, but I knew from his Facebook profile that he's a guitar player. And so last year I reached out to him and said, "Hey, I'm playing bass. I'd love to jam sometime if you want to jam." He said, "Sure." He's also a traveling actor. He's in a Shakespeare troupe, so he's like very busy, and he's just like, "We'll get together someday." And I said, "Okay." That day's never happened. Hopefully, maybe someday it will. But a couple of weeks ago or a month ago, he announced he was dropping an EP, and I was like, "Wait, that's awesome! Congratulations!" And it dropped yesterday. So I want to start by pointing the finger to my friend Josh Brooks. The EP is called Josh Brooks and the High Ground, Long Way Home, or The Long Way Home. I think it's just Long Way Home. But Josh Brooks and the High Ground is the name of his band, and you should go check it out. I will have links in the description. Hopefully there was a little pop-up here, and at the end of the video there'll be a link to the title track off of the EP. It's a 3-song EP, about 10 minutes, and this is where it gets weird. So he released this EP yesterday. Yesterday was his birthday. Happy birthday, Josh. Told him that already. Listened to the EP. I thought, man, this is fantastic. I messaged him yesterday and said, dude, this is great. Congratulations. This is awesome. Obviously, if you ever need a bass player, I'm here. This morning, I woke up and I opened my phone like I always do. And there's a few games that I play in the morning, but I do a morning check of Instagram. I do like a twice a day check of Instagram, right? So I open Instagram and I see a post that was it was like a repost of the thing. So I got to see it in my feed. And I went, wait, I know that name. And I scroll down and I read, and it's like, I had a great time working on this album. Here's some credits for who mastered it, and that sort of, and I was like, that's my neighbor. So I immediately messaged my friend back I got on a message him like, "Hey, did you record this like across the street from my house? Like, I didn't know this." And he's like, "Wait, you told me you live behind the park. I should have thought of that." Yeah, so directly across the street from me, my neighbor, Brandon is his name, apparently has a studio in his basement. And I've known for a long time that Brandon was a musician. I have a friend, and my friend's brother played music, and Brandon was associated with them somehow, and I know that he has a band, and they had a concert. So like at the beginning of the year, I think it was this year, maybe late last year, they were doing band practice in his garage because you could hear the drums and stuff. And since that time, I've heard some drum sessions going on over there and just thought that it was band stuff or he was working on songs or whatever. I had no idea that my neighbor is recording music at his house. He recorded this EP right there, like directly across the street from my house, with Josh, and he produced it, played the guitars and drum, played a bunch of instruments on the EP, that kind of stuff, as a kind of a indie producer would do. Right there in my neighborhood, there's a music production studio in my neighborhood, and I had no idea. So I told my friend Josh, I was like, "Dude, you were in my neighborhood and didn't even let me know." And he was like, "Yeah, I feel like sorry." But this is probably a reflection on me. Like, I don't really know my neighbors very well. I know Brandon's dog more than I know him. Like, their dog Millie is a beautiful, like, I think she's a golden or something. Like, she's outside. She's always very friendly when I walk. I've seen his wife and kids outside a lot, and then dog outside a lot. So it was just a shock. Like, okay, there's a music studio in my neighborhood. So I need to figure out a way. I've got to figure out a way to like sneak over there and be like, "Hey, you ever need a bassist for some sessions?" I don't even need a gig bag. I can just pick my bass up and walk across the street. Like, I could just like it would just let's go. What do you want? I got multiple instruments. Like, let's do this. I thought that was really funny, really small world kind of stuff. You know, I'm still looking for what my next project is. I'm not sure yet. I'm hoping it's the country thing, but I haven't heard from those guys in a while, so I'm not sure if that's going to work out or not. I'm still kind of waiting to see. I'm going to play with them for as long as they'll let me play with them, but I could be playing with my friend Josh if he needs to put a band together. I don't think that there was like a band on this album. I think it was mostly studio musicians kind of thing. I don't think if Josh goes and plays these songs out somewhere, like opening for somebody, he's going to put a band together for that. So I've thrown my hat in the ring. If you need a bassist for a session or whatever, I'll learn these songs and I can play for you. Yeah, very cool. New music right here, 100 feet from my house. Would not have guessed it. Should have guessed it, I guess. Okay, go check out the music. Josh Brooks and The High Ground. Links in the description. Probably at the end of the video. Give it a listen. Give it a like. All that good stuff. Appreciate you being here. Jonathan asked a ton of awesome questions yesterday. I was going to answer one of those questions today, but then this music thing happened. So we will get to Jonathan's questions tomorrow, or at least one of them. Do you have questions you want answered? Do you have thoughts, comments, whatever? Put them in the comments down below, or you can email me or text me or call me or leave me a voicemail. All that stuff is in the description. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you're new here. I very much appreciate everybody subscribing. We are getting close to 25,000. We're going to do it. Let's get it. I appreciate you. I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's 1,000 plus little things happy, successful people do differently. We have been learning 20 morning mantras to start the day loving people, and we are on number 20. The best relationships are not just about the good times you share, they're also about the obstacles you go through together and the fact that you still say, I love you in the end. Yeah, I mean, I think Em and I have... Wow, I just called her M. I haven't called her M for years. Remember when I used to call my wife M because I didn't want you to know her name? Oh, that's funny. Malia and I always try to take that angle when we get into tough spots. Like, this is an opportunity for us to grow together. And I think that's a really important way of thinking about it while you're in it. Not just afterwards, but while you're in it.